We fucking did it.
Big J checking in with my good friend Pablo Escobar. My name is J Masters. We can't read the comments, it's so fucking far away.
That's okay. So, Jay and I decided to get together. We're going to solve all the world's problems. And, you know, of course, has nothing to do with the Democratic Party. Those of you that are joining us, welcome. Those of you that are trolling Jay and wish nothing but harm to him, a real sincere and heartfelt drop dead. But everything will be fine. We love you. We still love you and forgive you.
Did you make sure and put our location in, where we're at exactly?
No. But after this, we're going to go miniature golfing.
Oh, I told him in my Instagram post.
We're going to go miniature golfing after this.
I didn't know this close to Hialeah High School there's a miniature golf range.
Absolutely. There's not only a miniature golf range, you'll notice around there's this park. It's a beautiful park next to these apartments, and there's these... I remember the first time, one of the first times I visited Hialeah, it was like early 80s. We go to this park, and it's got these ducks and this geese in there. And the fucking Cubans, they call them the Ecorias, the ones that were sent over here in the 1980s.
Mariana's boat launch.
In Mariel. The ones that were sent here in Mariel, they're looking at all these ducks running around, they're going, are we allowed to eat these ducks? They actually asked if we're allowed to eat the fucking ducks.
What about those stupid ducks? We got them walk around Palm Beach County too. The apartment ducks.
They got the red, and it's like really like layered skin.
That
red.
filthy water they live in. Some of those apartment ponds. You know, not only is there possibly septic in there, you know, from a broken sewer or something, but all the fertilizer runoff. Imagine how contaminated that water is from landscape.
I really believe that those ducks contain the cure for cancer because of all of the stale, moldy bread that's fed to them. They should have been dead by now and should have been wiped out. Obviously, they're genetic freaks, and they probably have the cure for cancer, probably got the cure for AIDS and everything else in them.
Well, imagine from the runoff water the amount of fertilizer, herbicide, and other fucking toxins that are in that pond they're living in. Their whole ecosystem is that pond. And that pond is a cesspool of fucking runoff from a fucking apartment complex. So you got leaking oil, fucking herbicide, fertilizer,
and from time to time antifreeze.
Antifreeze, insecticides, pesticides,
and them little motherfuckers are still walking around.
Tranny piss.
Hey, now wait a minute. Now hold on.
Every apartment complex parking lot has got some park tranny piss on it.
We've all got problems, Jay.
You don't think a hot tranny who's got to really take a leak when you bring her back to your place, if you pull into your apartment and you're still and you pull into your carport, she's not going to whip out a fucking dong right there and take a leak on the asphalt?
Well, it depends. It depends on the
What, do you want her to squat and do it? That make you happier?
That depends on what you're into. We're talking about tranny. You brought him up.
I just think if Lenny brought home a tranny and that tranny squatted to pee like a girl, that would be a turnoff to Lenny. Lenny wants to see a tranny drop trow and fucking pull out a big wang.
Okay. And this is not judging Lenny. This is more of the psychological standpoint of it. That to me, that tells me Lenny wants to be dominated.
Well, yeah, he's been submissive in a lot of videos.
He wants to be dominated. He wants that chick to fucking tie him up, punch him in the stomach, choke him, put a ball gag in him, kiss your mother goodbye, asshole, the whole spiel, everything.
I wish they'd castrate him, cut his nuts right off.
I don't know if that's going to be a problem. We're talking about Lenny.
I'd like to see that.
For Lenny, for all we know, it will be a spiritual experience for him. We're talking about Lenny.
I'd actually rather see that happen to Dale and Brad.
Oh, Jesus. You're probably getting a message now.
Right.
How many people are on there? Let's see. Holy shit, there's 14 people on here and counting.
That's great.
Let's see, who else is on
What,
there?
were you getting 3 before?
Probably none. 0. If I were to go live on this account, maybe 1, 0.
Oh. Well,
My
good.
my feelings wouldn't get hurt because I don't do this for the fucking money. Listen, the country my parents and grandparents came from is becoming a pile of fucking rocks. And I can't sit around and watch this country become a pile of fucking rocks. Have you seen the fires, folks? Sir, I need 1 more beer. I've only had 1. I've been a good boy.
I want to show.
There you go.
I want to show Big Bad Brad what
There you
we're
go.
drinking. How cookie cutter we can be. That's some cookie cutter shit right there. That Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. It's fucking 9%.
By the way, this phone is literally being held up by paper clips, bubble gum, and rubber bands.
And tranny cum.
Yes, training cum.
Tranny cum is almost like Gorilla Glue. If it comes from a tall, dark, ebony goddess. They shoot Gorilla Glue.
Oh my God.
What?
He said it, not me.
Yeah, but I didn't use any bad words.
I'm not, hey, I don't listen, this is the difference between you guys out there and myself watching. I don't judge people by what they say, I judge people by their actions. It's part of the problem that we're having in this
Their
country.
behavior. Will you open me? So,
I think Lenny has said that before. Will you open me?
will you gape me, master?
No, gape me goddess. It's gape me goddess. It's gape me goddess. But, getting back to the whole castration thing, Lenny, this is why people love Lenny so much. Lenny is such a lunatic. He will look at castration as a spiritual experience. He will think that he will be ascending to another level
Actually,
if that happens to him.
I got a better example. Genova, Jason Genova, Lord Vader, 25. When you have a high functioning autistic who can hold a job and live on his own, but maybe not take care of himself. Like, he might need some help figuring stuff out, not bouncing checks and stuff like that. But other than that, he can get by. And he's still a man. He's still got 2 testicles, okay? So there's going to be a sex drive. And with a guy like Jason who can't ever quite satisfy that sex drive,
Yep.
he's going to, except for like Lou's Barbecue where we had the 2 porn stars. That was pretty awesome. But other than that, he's going to live a life of frustration. You know what I'm saying?
And the more he gets that way, the more depraved he's going to become.
Yes. So I don't want to go on record saying I think autistics should be castrated, but I'm just saying that a person like Jason would actually be happier if he did get castrated because his sex drive is what makes him miserable, because it's continually unfulfilled. He's a continual,
Well, when you spend your whole time cooped up in your grandmother's condo and you don't fucking go out and do anything, what do you expect?
Well, no, he gets catfished. It's so bad. I can't believe he still gets catfished. Sometimes you gotta be a moron to get catfished, because you take a look at the message, and then you look at the profile of who it came from, and you're like, why would this chick want to fuck me? And if that thought goes through your mind, you're being catfished. You stop right there. That's
It
not
sounds like a right frame of mind. It sounds like a logical frame of mind.
that's not only a red flag, that's like a brick wall you just ran into. If the thought goes through your head, why would a chick like that want to fuck me? That's when you stop right there, because then it turns into a Nigerian prince thing. Here, she needs $100 to put insurance on her car, to come meet you or whatever. The scams go up. If you don't stop right there, the scam potential goes up exponentially.
Now, the only exception to this, boys and girls, is that if she happens to be a fitness chick that has her nose bitten off by a dog when she was 12, then it's a little bit different. What? What? Did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong?
Were those little tidbits from some of my live streams all thrown together?
Probably.
I think I'm talking about wanting to be with a chick with a hot body who got bit on the face as a kid.
Listen. This was the philosophy. I call it the Tao of Masters. And so, he's just giving advice to you younger guys in that, in the long term, do you really want that hot Instagram chick that's constantly posting videos or pictures of her ass, and every guy out there wants to see her ass? Or do you want the average looking fitness chick who's going to be hot in her 40s, 50s, and 60s that may have gotten her nose bitten off when she was 12? And trust me, she's completely loyal to your cock. She sucks a mean dick. The whole litany, everything. It's just, you're better off with that than, than the cute fat chick. But I like cute fat chicks.
Yeah. And another thing is if she's it's how she treats you. I mean, if the chick got her face attacked by a pit bull when she was a toddler, but she's a fucking gym rat and a fucking hard body, and she fucking treats you like a king and pampers you and cooks for you and keeps the house clean. Whoa, knock on wood.
No, you're a lucky bastard if that happens. There's an old song, boys and girls, that is either from the 50s or the 60s, kind of like the doo-wop era. And it says if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, you find an ugly girl and make her your wife.
Now, having a fitness babe who's a little rough in the face, to me that would be like being in a relationship with a monkey. And to me that sounds like a lot of fun.
All I know is by the time that she's in her 60s, is her face, the way she looks, is not going to matter. She's going to end up looking better than the other women that are in her 60s.
What if she's in her 60s? She can still go out there and bang out some more pull-ups than you.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Having a chick with a fucking hot bod, and I don't mean a stripper bod. I mean like a little gym rat chick with her cute little baby muscles. Not a bodybuilder. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about a fit chick with baby muscles.
At one of the gyms that my father and I meet at every week, and I have to call him out on this sooner or later. I know why he goes to that gym. There's nothing but hot Latino chicks in this gym. It's an LA Fitness. And there are two particular women that I always notice when I go in there. One of them, she's Asian. You can tell this woman is in her 60s, but she looks better than most of the chicks that are in their 20s because she's been doing that all her life. And then there's another lady, you could tell she's a coach with all the muscles that she has. I'm sure if Lenny would see her, Lenny would start drooling. Yes, she's black. But these women, both of these women, they're older women. They look better than some of the girls who are in their 20s. So, again, you want to be happy for the rest of your life, find another ugly girl and make her your wife.
I personally think that women peak at about age 30, and I know for like beauty pageants and shit, that's like a fucking grandma. I mean, that's way over the hill. But I think I don't. If I could have my pick, if I had like billionaire kind of money, and could find a hot chick to be my fucking arm attachment. I'm not going 21. No. I'll take one, been to a few rodeos, it's about 30, and
well, you gotta every once in a while you're gonna have to have a conversation with this individual, and if they're not the right age.
Well, my philosophy is too, a woman that's 30, as opposed to a 21-year-old, her body has become womanized. She's gonna have the bigger rack, the wider hips, the more spankable ass.
She's more condensed. She's more, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, more of an hourglass figure instead of a pencil.
Absolutely.
You want a little curves in all the right places. You don't want some 21-year-old fucking flat-chested fucking stripper.
She's nothing but ass. She's shaped like a pear, and she's nothing but ass.
If I had billionaire money, there is no way I would go get a super young chick.
Look at the women that Donald Trump has been with. And there are those of you who are like, oh, fuck Donald Trump. Okay. Look at the women that he's been married to.
Some of the hottest Jews on the planet.
We're talking about women of pretty much, you could say, European descent, educated. Okay? Look at his wife now. Yes, she's younger than him. The fucking woman speaks 5, 7 different fucking languages. Okay? Guys like Trump, guys like Jay, they don't mind a younger chick if she's educated, that he can actually have a conversation with that woman. You know what I mean? And
no, I disagree with that, because I'd rather have one that's actually cuts hair and it's put on 15 pounds to get that fucking figure.
Well, there's obviously no wrong answer.
Yeah, I totally disagree with the Tom Brady approach to things and going out and fucking finding a supermodel that might make more than you. No one really knows.
By the way, Tom Brady's wife makes him eat avocado ice cream.
Avocado's good for you. I love good fats, but not in my ice cream. I'd rather have a scoop of avocado on my hamburger.
Since we're talking about food, I want to get this out of the way. Because a friend of mine and I, we had this argument because holidays are coming up. Jay, carrot cake.
Love it.
So do you consider carrot cake a dessert?
Absolutely. It's cake.
We have assholes out there that do not consider it a dessert because it has a vegetable in it.
That's complete horse shit. That ain't manly at all.
I love carrot cake. Oh my god.
Look, cake is kind of a gay word to begin with. So you would think, who eats cake if the word is kind of gay?
The Tao of Masters.
You're really gonna go to old ladies, girls, and fucking fat moms, like disgusting people, are known for eating desserts. People you want nothing to do with, really.
Or the women feeding him to their child so he never leaves home.
Right. So, if you're going to lower yourself and be weak and have a piece of cake, which people that eat cake, you're already going to have a stereotype against you. You're a cake eater. So, if I'm going to be willing to accept that label that someone else who doesn't eat cake is going to look at me and be prejudiced against me like I'm fucking fat, I'm fucking nasty, and I'm a piece of shit, I have no discipline, I'm eating cake like a fucking girl, a lady, you're goddamn right, I'm using my dessert fucking card. I'll say, brother, it's dessert.
It's dessert.
Yeah, it's dessert.
Oh,
a dessert is a get out of free jail card for eating something gay. What?
It's perfect. I can't argue that. That's perfect.
It does make sense.
Oh my God. Now I don't feel bad if I happen, which I never, honestly God, I never had one. Now I wouldn't feel bad if I happen to eat a parfait.
Oh, I love parfait. fucking, hey, if it's got protein, fat, and carbs, it's food. You know, I'm not a big candy person, personally. Like, if you look over there, the food I have over there, the only thing I have over there is dark chocolate, because to me, that's food.
Guys, I was explaining to Jay that it at least in my eyes, there are times you can tell he is happier than a pig in shit being on the road, living the way he lives. He's constantly, it's almost like he's camping. It's like half of the time he's fucking camping. All the shit that I'm looking at right now, it's not shit. Everything that I'm looking at right now, I don't see why, if you have the proper materials, I don't see why you wouldn't take that with you camping. So,
trucking is like dry camping. You got everything except water. So you carry 3 different kinds of wipes: ass wipe, face wipe, and hand wipe. Plus you got paper towel. I mean, and you bring gallon water. You don't buy no small bottle of water if you're a trucker. You carry gallons. And you know, you got hand sanitizer, and it is like camping. You keep yourself clean, you know, and because I'm gonna be honest, dude. People that say I would shower every day, I'll call your bluff. You ever get a job as an over-the-road trucker, you ain't showering every day.
actually, it's not supposed to be good for you. Technically, it's not really good for you to shower every day, because what we secrete and certain bacterias and everything, they actually prevent you from getting sick with certain kinds of things, certain kinds of viruses and shit like that.
And soaps and shampoos dry the fuck out of you.
And they're filled with fucking chemicals, unless you're using something organic out of the fucking forest, made by that company Sasquatch. That's not a free plug, by the way.
You know what? I don't use shampoo. But I barely...
It's one of the worst things you can use is fucking shampoo.
Now, everyone makes fun of me because I'm 51 and I'm losing my hair. But whatever. I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. But I'll tell you what. So, if people are going to make fun of me for being bald, I'm bald. So I don't need to wash my hair. So I don't own shampoo. I don't buy shampoo. And I basically... truck stop showers have a dispenser of soft soap. You don't even need to bring your own shit. They got soap if you're good with that.
And most of the time it's antibacterial soap anyway.
Right. So I basically wash my face and my whole body with soft soap. And let me tell you something. Even though the soft soap is there and it's available and it's free, I still don't wash my hair. I will take a shower and lather up my whole body, and I still will not wash my hair. I will come out of there squeaky clean but
Now, what's the thought process behind
that I'm losing my hair. And some of it's age, but I've also done a lot of Masteron in my day.
Which raises a certain level of certain...
It's a DHT derived steroid. Masteron's the worst for hair loss.
But it'll kill anything in your system, though.
Well, Masteron, J Masters, they're like synonyms. But anyway, so taking an anti-DHT, like a Propecia, isn't going to help your hair if you're going to fucking shoot up fucking Masteron.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm losing my hair.
Yeah.
And I don't care. But my philosophy is putting a dangerous fucking shampoo, which is just a shitstorm of chemicals. If you look at the fucking bottle, that's not going to help me keep what little I have left for as long as I can. If anything, that's going to make it go faster.
Yeah.
Because it's going to kill. It's basically a poison. So it's basically going to kill what little hair I have left. And what follicles I have that are still producing, it's going to slowly kill them too. So by not shampooing my hair, I think I'm keeping what little I got that's thin for longer.
Now, for a little perspective for you out there, Jay is only 4.5 years older than me. I'm going to be 47 in November. The reason why I have all this hair, it has to do with genetics. That's the only reason why I got this fucking hair. I was having that conversation this morning with Mommy, when we were having breakfast. We even talked about her father, my grandfather. That my grandfather did not have a gray hair on his head until he was in his 60s. My dad did not.
Chicks like the gray.
Okay.
Any chick that doesn't.
Okay. And you got it going on. You got the mixture of the gray along with your natural hair color. What that says is, I can still get it done, and I know how to do it.
Really? like the Toby Keith song. I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I ever was.
Damn right. Oh shit.
Man, they're flowing for me. Like, that's your second one. I'm keeping track.
No, I can't go beyond 2, folks. I'm driving.
You could technically have a third one.
But Jay, we're all the way in Hialeah. I gotta drive all the way back to fucking Jupiter.
I'm not saying a third one on camera, but on camera you could say, "Okay, I gotta go. Good, take it easy, fans. I'm headed north." And then we could sneak around back behind the shed like Kid Rock and have one more beer.
You know, that reminds me.
You ever go behind the shed?
Yes. Yes. He mentioned Kid Rock. The Bull God is the song that he's talking about. The Bull God. My dad, you know, this whole thing with the beers and everything, it reminds me of Sundays, and this is a Sunday.
The Lord's Day.
Absolutely. May God bless you.
You're Catholic, I assume?
Well, I was baptized in a Catholic church.
So you're basically Satan.
Yes. But I don't pretend to hide behind a robe and pretend, you know, that I'm better than everyone else. I'm just a regular ham and egger like everybody else. But I used to love, I just thought the idea of it was just so cool and how everyone was looking out for each other and everything. I remember back in the 80s, here in Palm Beach County, on a Sunday, you would have to wait until 1 p.m. to buy beer.
That's a Puritan law.
But, if you would go to the little stores that the Cubans had, there used to be one off of Congress Avenue back in the 80s, right next to T's Lounge. There used to be another one off of Belvedere, right there by I-95 as you head east. You would go in there, you get the beer, and the Cuban would look at you, and he would say in Spanish, "Well, we're gonna put it in a brown bag for you, so no one sees it. We're gonna put it in a brown bag, in a plastic bag, and nobody's gonna see it." We used to look out for each other. And unfortunately, it's not that way anymore.
You know, we had that in Detroit, but it was 100% different. And let me explain. That's my key phrase. They make fun of me for saying it.
Now, it's again, the Tao of Masters. There's going to be a whole chapter that's going to say, "Let me explain."
All right. I grew up in the suburbs where all the white pussies lived, outside of Detroit. But Detroit has a real good interstate system, so we could go past 8 Mile, like the movie, but that really is the city limits. And we would go to 7 Mile, and there were these Arab-owned liquor stores, and in Detroit, they're mostly Chaldean, which are Catholic Arabs that fled Iraq when Saddam Hussein rose to power, because they were rounding those guys up and shooting them. So any of them that could get the fuck out of Iraq fled. That's why Detroit has so many Catholic Arabs, is because of Saddam Hussein. And they're actually real good Americans. Chaldeans love America. And they've really unjustly suffered a lot of prejudice, like people
like the Sikhs that suffered.
Like through ignorance, people are racist against Arabs. They don't understand. No, I'm Catholic. We're allies. We're in this thing together, brah.
There are actually Arabs and Muslims out there, folks, that are Christians as well, and they've either been slaughtered or they've had to fled the country.
So. After the '67 riots in Detroit, when there was urban flight, and any white people that lived in Detroit after the '67 riots left, and that's what became the Detroit suburbs where I grew up. So all these businesses in the hood, it wasn't the hood back then, obviously, got resold. So like you might have had O'Malley's Liquor. And you walk in there looking for fucking Old Man O'Malley, and there's Hassan. You know what I'm saying? They all got bought up.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Right. No, that's Indian. I know my accents. So anyway, you all these liquor stores that used to be owned by like hardworking fucking Irish and Scottish and people like that. After the riots, they all sold out and moved north, and then those neighborhoods where those homes were around them basically became what's the right word when gentrified?
Gentrification.
Right. The neighborhood became gentrified.
Yeah, the same thing happened as far as after the riots and where you live. Yeah.
So the only people left running fucking stores in those neighborhoods after the urban flight were the fucking Arabs. Like in LA, it's like the Koreans.
Yeah.
Immigrants that buy up these businesses and keep them open when no one else is willing to keep them open. Everyone else is gone, man.
Yeah.
We're the fuck out of here. So when I was a kid, we used to get on Interstate 75, go down to 7 Mile, 1 mile inside the city limits, and there were all these fucking Arab fucking beer stores, and we would walk in there and they could tell we were from the suburbs. You know what I mean? We had brand new shoes on, a fucking alligator shirt, nice looking shorts. So, like you said, we looked out for each other in your community. Well, these Catholic fucking Arabs who own these beer stores, these preppy kids from the fucking suburbs that come down here to get beer, that's money. So like it's like they looked out for us against the locals, the African American people in that neighborhood that caused a lot of mischief. We'll call it that. Let's just keep this.
One of them may say something. Listen, when you walk out the door, don't go that way. Go this way.
Right. And you know how to play. Like, dude, you knew how to. You behave differently because you knew that they knew.
There was no net there to catch you. There was no one there to catch you when you fell.
No, I remember being I must have been a 10th grader, and I'm in the back of this van, and we're down at some beer store on fucking 7 Mile, and my two friends who were probably seniors in high school. That's why I didn't go in, because they're in there, buying beer.
Mind you, Jay, he's got a scholarship that he has to mine.
So
timeline.
Anyway, I'm sitting there. I'm alone in the van. I'm like 15 or 16 years old, and this fucking African American gentleman comes out on his porch with a fucking shotgun. Let's go have a warning round in the fucking air. And this is like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Detroit. hasn't even gotten crazy yet.
Instant war zone.
No, he was actually a good guy. He was trying to tell the bad people to go away. So anyway, my buddies finally get back to the van. I'm like, you fuckers don't ever leave me out here alone again. I almost died. Fuck.
Did you not hear the shot go off, you cocksuckers? Jeez. They're probably looking out the fucking glass. Is it okay to come out yet?
Back. But look, hindsight, it actually wasn't that bad. It was like some old man and looked like fucking that actor. Who's that black actor, that old man that narrates everything?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, this was like Morgan Freeman in like old ass blue jeans with no shirt on, cranking one off into the air.
I was gonna say Scatman Carruthers. Anybody remember Scatman Carruthers?
The Shining.
Also, and Bronco Billy.
Okay,
And he was the voice of Jazz of the original 1980s Transformers.
I don't give The Shining enough respect. When I quote movies, like everyone, like I'm kind of a slut to Silence of the Lambs on my channel. Like anytime I can reference Silence of the Lambs, I go there. But I should probably bring The Shining in my repertoire, because that to me is the best horror flick of all time.
And you know, when they were making that movie, they were flying by the seat of their pants. People criticized the score of the movie, the music. They criticized the writing. But yet, there are scenes in that movie people still reference to this day. The whole, for instance, Red Rum.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Hold on. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Hold on. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm just gonna bash him right the fuck in.
And then,
Holy shit.
what about when he's in the fucking he's still in the cooler before he gets out? He's like, and he fakes crying. He's like, Wendy, you hurt me real bad. Oh, that is fucking acting. My God, to play a psychotic person who's pretending to be sorry, who isn't really sorry. So you're acting like, on how many, like first off, I gotta act like a psychotic person. Then, I gotta act like what I'm saying is fake.
Exactly, and that goes, as far as the psychology, it goes right into the narcissistic part of it, and also the manipulating part of it, a true psycho. That's why those scenes in that movie, along with other things that Jack Nicklaus has done to this day...
Nicholson. Jack Nicklaus is an Ohio State Buckeye and a pretty good golfer, but he can go fuck himself.
Even I get corrected every once in a while. And I've actually been in Jack Nicklaus's house. I
met Jack Nicklaus in Jupiter.
I was at his house. You guys are going to love this. I was at his house. The guy that I was working with was servicing... Okay, so Jack Nicklaus...
You were servicing who?
Hold on.
What's his name?
His name was Mike. Anyway, so this house, it actually had a wine cellar that he had made. He has all this wine in there. Inside the wine cellar, there are window shakers, air conditioners, to keep that room constantly, I believe it was 70 degrees.
No, cellar temperature is 60.
60, then it was at 60 degrees. And so the guy that I was working with, no bullshit, this guy had just adopted a kid that was dying of AIDS. His wife went through the proper channels to see if Jack Nicklaus would donate to the kid a golf cart. Apparently, and I'm not saying Jack Nicklaus is a bad guy or anything, They were told no. I understand as a father, when you have 3 daughters, sometimes the answer is no. So they were told no. Well, my boy Mike got pissed off. He serviced the air conditioner that we were there to service, but he noticed that the other one was going out, and he said, you know what, fuck him. Half of this fucking wine can go bad for all I care. We're talking about, who knows, tens of thousands of dollars worth of wine. Because who knows what he had in there, what age, or when it, you know what I mean? Who knows what the fuck he had in there? And we left him. Anyway, the rest is history. But Jack Nicklaus...
Order 66, that guy.
Is he still alive? Oh my God.
Dude, I like red wine.
Listen, I was just a kid learning. I didn't question anything. Dude, I was just learning.
Dude, I'm not a dummy, and I'm no billionaire. So I wouldn't waste a ton of money on an expensive bottle of wine, but I like good wine. Like wine you can find for a good deal. Like, here's my attitude about red wine. Because white wine is fucking piss. Anyone who's...
White wine is for pregnant women, folks. Anyway.
Yeah, and little old ladies.
That's no bullshit. White wine is for... Doctors will tell women that they can drink 1 glass of white wine a day or every other day when they're fucking pregnant.
Dr. J says you can have 2 glasses of red wine while you're pregnant. But, so, here's my philosophy about red wine. Because I like wine. I'm not going to drink it all night and get drunk on it. You'd be sicker than a dog. But if you don't like sitting down to a nice table and getting a nice steak and a potato... And
the whole setting. I understand the whole setting.
And you can't appreciate like some of those red wine glasses are like this.
Yeah.
You know, they hold half a bottle. Now I don't really like a cab, which is probably the perfect wine to order with like a Ruth Chris steak. You know, I like a little bit softer of a red, like the Pinot Noir. Okay. I can drink the fuck out of Pinot Noir.
I'm more of a fruity guy.
That makes sense. But
Freudian slip.
No, red wine, it has to be at the beginning of your buzz. Like, you got to be stone sober and like crack a bottle of red and sip that first glass, and then you know, you go for that second glass, and then after that second glass, your bottle should be gone. A bottle of wine is... They say it's 4 glasses. Well, you should see my glasses.
It should be only 2.
Right. And then you switch to mixed drinks or you switch to beer. You've got a decision to make. Or you crack that second bottle. If you want to drink 2 bottles of wine, you crack that bottle right now or you never crack it.
Yeah.
If you're going to drink 2 bottles of wine, you drink them back to back. You don't ever go back to your wine because
you're just begging to get sick.
Not only that, what if that's a bottle you like?
And you're going to be regretting it later. Yeah.
If that's a bottle you like that you'd much rather have when you were sober, drink whatever's in your fucking fridge. Don't cork a bottle just because you're buzzed and, oh, this would be so good right now. That's fucking retarded. Absolutely retarded. I got off the subject, but I was going to tell you my philosophy on wine, on red wine. And I didn't come up with this. Someone else told it to me, and I thought it made perfect sense. Not if you're a billionaire, but if you're a fucking ham and egger.
By the way, that term is from Rocky.
If you're just some ham and egger and you like a good bottle of red once in a while, The secret is to find a $15 bottle that drinks like a $30 bottle. Right. Before everyone else knows about it, and the price goes up.
Yeah.
That's the secret to enjoying good reds on a working man's budget. Find a $15 bottle that drinks like a $30 bottle, and you're always drinking real good wine on a fucking blue-collar budget.
My grandfather, my dad's dad, he had at least every other night when he would sit down and eat dinner. And we're talking about an old school Cuban here, folks. There would be a bottle of red wine. Now, I don't remember him drinking the entire bottle, but I do remember this. He would pour himself a glass. He would eat. There would be that one piece of bread that he would put on his plate. He would get done eating. Of course, he had sips of the red wine.
13.
And that number's not really true with the way Instagram does things. Who knows? There's probably 20 people watching.
Can I film you live?
Absolutely. So, my grandfather, he would take that piece of bread after he was done eating everything that was in front of him. It could have been a cube steak with white rice, black beans, plantains. He would grab that piece of bread. He would dunk it into the red wine and eat the bread. He said that would help him settle his stomach. And the one thing about my dad's dad, I never argued about it because my dad's dad, there were things that old man knew that, to me, it still rings true to this day. Like, for instance, of all things, of useless information, a papaya tree. You got a papaya tree in the backyard, and at least once a year in Florida, we'll have a morning where it gets under 40 degrees.
56 people.
So, my grandfather, like, let's say you got a papaya tree and you got papayas out there and it's going to be under 40 degrees the next fucking morning. The old man would take grocery bags, plastic grocery bags, and he would put it over the papayas. Now, here's the thing. I've done experiments at home where I would buy, because my grandmother told me to do it.
It's down to 46.
I get green bananas, put them in a plastic bag and put them on the table. They'd be ripe the next day. But anyway.
Hey, plug your channel, Conservative Cuban.
Right now it's conservative _Cuban 73 because I can't go live on the other one. I do have a YouTube page which is on both of the conservative Cuban accounts, and I really don't give a shit. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing this for the views. I'm not doing this for the followers. As I've said before, the country that my parents and grandparents came from is becoming a pile of rocks. I'm seeing what's happening in this country. I see the textbook as far as coming out of the book from Leon Trotsky from Russia. I'm starting to see Mao from China, especially with all these protests going on. The fires, the vandalism, the robbing, the looting, the killing. We have had African American.
You left out Saul Alinsky. That's the
Lenin, Lenin, Stalin.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Right now, what we're seeing in this country, like for instance, you see the people chanting over and over again. They'll go, like what happened in Rochester just a day or so ago. Notice that it's just this repeated language over and over and over and over again. The same thing happened in China with their dissidents.
You know, I saw that. I didn't see the whole video of the Rochester incident. I just saw that
They showed up at people's houses and started climbing on people's homes.
naked people.
I don't know if they were naked, but
Well, the person that died in Rochester was naked.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I saw a still.
Did he have bubbles on him?
No, he was completely buck naked.
Okay.
and he was completely out of his mind, and he was spitting on the officers. And okay, so
Substances may have been involved.
no,
Or it's mental illness.
mental illness for sure, bro. They had an ambulance on the way. These cops, obviously you can't continue to let someone spit on you. It's just a biohazard. Can we all agree on that?
Spitting on someone, the last time I checked, is assault. And I go back to the landmark decision that was made that happened over in the baseball stadium where the Miami Marlins play. There was a man who happened to get sick. He couldn't control himself. He vomited on somebody. That man was charged with assault. Because
Yeah, but vomiting on someone, if that's an accident, spitting is different.
But do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
It's the spitting is more calculating. He meant to do it.
Now, I didn't get to finish my statement.
Forgive me.
Where I was going. Now, obviously, the police had to stop him from spitting.
Yeah.
So, here's what I'm willing to say. And back in the old days, they would have never put a hood over a person's fucking head to restrict their breathing. Ever. But you know what? They might have had a nightstick, and they might have given him a good whack in the fucking ribs, and they would have laid down and shut up. But they would have never got a fucking hood over their head that's going to restrict the
It
amount.
wouldn't have been necessary.
The amount of oxygen they were getting available to their mouth and throat and lungs. So we become this kinder, gentler nation, but by doing nicer things to people, it backfired. They die because we don't want to hit them with a nightstick. We put a bag over their head and they die. So you got to ask yourself, were we doing it better before? Or maybe if we just whack the person with a nightstick, we don't have to restrict their breathing with a bag to stop them from fucking spitting at us.
You know, Jay, if you talk to guys that were cops back in the 70s and the 80s that are retired now, they will tell you that things were different back then. Like, let's say you're a dad and you got a son that's in high school. He has a few beers, he gets rowdy. The cops pick him up. Now, let's say they punched him in the stomach. Let's say they slapped him around a little bit. But you know what? They sent him home. The kid went home.
No, back in the old days, kids got punished worse by their parents if the cops brought you home. Yeah, but we can't do that in the urban environment anymore, so that's kind of a moot point.
We've allowed too many people from the outside to dictate how parents are going to raise their children. Now, me, myself, I face this almost all the time. Thank God I got through my oldest. She's 27 years old. She's married. She lives in another city.
You got a cigarette?
I'm sorry if I have the look of the devil. Yes, I do. But knowing you, because I love you, I did not bring the whole pack. I only brought 2 cigarettes with me because God knows what you would do with the whole pack. So, I mean, I'm an enabler, but not that kind of enabler.
You know what I would do? Is
I'll drive you to the crack spot, but I'm leaving.
I would shove all that tobacco in a condom and then put it up my ass so that it wouldn't raise my blood pressure.
Shit.
No, think about it. If you put all your tobacco in a condom and shove it up your ass, it doesn't affect your blood pressure.
In a condom, no. If it was dry, yes.
Oh, that could kill you, actually. That could give you a heart attack.
Forgive me, everyone. Jay, have you ever taken cocaine and shoving it up a woman's cunt before?
No.
I used to work for a guy. I remember him.
Actually, in my first marriage, my wife was about 6 months pregnant with our first one, and
Is this true?
I put a fucking 8-ball in my mouth, and I went down there and sucked her clit like I was trying to, like it was a cock, and we had a miscarriage about 36 hours later.
Is that true? Because if that's true, I'm sorry for your loss. He's showing you how easy he can get me. Take everything. He's like, this fucking cocksucker takes everything literally.
Now,
I'm bartender tonight.
no, I actually didn't do that. That's something right out of my fucking playbook. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? If you didn't want to pay child support, if you really knew it wasn't going to work, that's a way of getting out of child support now, isn't it?
It's one option. Now,
Throwing her down the stairs is another.
kicking her in the stomach, convincing her to have one too many alcoholic drinks, preferably some heroin. But we're not recommending any of that.
And you know, I play a fucking hardcore right winger on Instagram, but when it comes right down to it, I might be a little soft on abortion. If a girl can get rid of a kid safely,
Case by case. If you look at case by case, because there are women out there that do get raped and they end up pregnant.
yeah. But dude, if a chick can't figure it out by 90 days, she obviously wants to keep the baby. So letting a chick fucking get an abortion after the first trimester, I think should stay against the law forever. Because if you can't figure it out in 30 days, you obviously want the baby. So there's no way I want that baby killed. Because if you wanted that baby gone, you would have known. It's not like you figure out in the second trimester, like, oh, I'm just not fit to be a mom. I mean, that's what. Oh shit! I didn't film the whole room.
All they caught was my shoe.
And the roach. Do you want to plug your other channel, the one that we're running live on right now?
It's conservative_Cuban 73. That's the one we're running on right now. And the other one is just conservative_Cuban. That one I can't go live on for about 30 days. I still have no idea. They have not given me an explanation. I can only assume that the last couple of lives that I did, I was playing music. It may have something to do with that. I got Instagram friends that are telling me, no, dude, it's your content. It's the way you speak. Because the establishment does not want a minority thinking the way, as far as the establishment, as far as what they say, what a white supremacist thinks. Like
Tom DeSellis just said Patty is here.
Who's Patty?
Are you familiar who Tom DeSellis is?
Absolutely, he's a police officer. Retired from, I believe, Canada.
Yeah, one of my best friends.
Great guy. Absolute great guy. He loves guns. He loves freedom.
I think he wants to have me creamed by his old lady.
Well, for some people it would be an honor. It depends on the lady as well.
Patty is very sexy. She was a pop star in the fucking 80s. She had like a top 40 hit.
No shit.
Yeah, Tom's girlfriend, Patty Massey. Yeah. I can't remember the fucking song. Tom will probably say it and we could YouTube it.
By the way, Tom, since you're from Canada, I am in April.
Tom just says Patty loves you guys.
Tom, as far as Canada, I'm an actual, you'll be shocked by this. I know who April Wine is. I'm an April Wine fan, believe it or not. So is my wife.
Dude, that must be a Detroit thing because I heard of that band.
they're from Canada,